Hello. In this video, I will be explaining the basics of the IELTS test, how the academic and general are different, and how the computer and paper-based tests are also different. So if you have general questions, this video is perfect for you. The International English Language Testing System, IELTS, measures the language proficiency of people who want to study or work where English is used as a language of communication. It uses a 9-band scale to measure people's English proficiency accurately. It starts at 1, which is a non-user, and it goes all the way up to 9, which is an expert user. And there are 0.5 band scales in between each number band. IELTS is used for immigration and for higher education purposes, and also for some work programs. One of the main questions people have is whether they should take the general or the academic version of IELTS. Well, IELTS is available in academic for people applying for higher education or professional registration, and general training for those migrating to countries like Australia, Canada, or the UK, or applying for secondary education, training programs, and work experience in an English-speaking environment. Both versions provide a valid, accurate assessment of the 4 language skills, which include listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Another big question people have is whether they should take the computer-based or paper-based IELTS test. Well, it basically boils down to whether you prefer using a pencil or a computer. Now, when you do the computer test, they will give you a paper and pencil to make notes, but you basically just type your answers into the box on the screen. Now, on the IELTS website, they mentioned that you do not have to be a fast typer to do the computer-based IELTS test. But I think, and it's quite logical, that if you feel more comfortable writing by hand, then the paper test would be better for you. If you feel more comfortable writing with a computer, then that would be the better choice. The only difference comes is if you need your results faster. The computer results come in about 3 days, whereas the paper-based test usually takes up to 2 weeks. The order of the 2 tests is also different. IELTS paper-based starts with writing, then reading, and finally listening, and then you'll do your speaking later on in the afternoon. Now, with the computer-delivered IELTS, you have the choice of doing your listening, reading, and writing in the morning or in the afternoon, and the order is different. The computer-delivered IELTS starts with listening, followed by reading, and then writing. And again, it depends if you do it in the morning or the afternoon, because if you do the reading, listening, and writing in the morning, then you do the speaking in the afternoon, and vice versa. You would do your speaking in the morning if you're doing your listening, reading, and writing in the afternoon. One other main difference is that for the listening test, for the computer-delivered version, you actually have less time. When you do the paper-based test, you have 10 minutes at the end of the test to write down your answers. But during the computer test, you do not have that 10 minutes. So that's something to consider when you're choosing between which test you want to do. One other point to consider is that when you do the computer-based IELTS test, you get headphones. And this may be more comfortable for many people. I find it much more comfortable to do listening with headphones. When you do a paper-based test, it's often in a larger room with many people around, and everybody, has the same speaker system. So a lot of people do report that they feel more comfortable doing the listening part of the exam with headphones. Okay, well, that's the basic introduction to IELTS and how the academic and general are different, and also how the computer and paper versions are also different. I wish you the best of luck on your next IELTS test.